So in the last class, we have been discussing about amplitude modulated wave, analysis of amplitude modulated wave. So today we will see how this amplitude modulation is done. This is the transistor amplitude modulation AM modulator. In this, we can see how this modulation is being done. So if you look at this figure, you can see this is a transistor in the common emitter configuration. So in this common emitter configuration, you have the proper biasing, etc. Then this is our input signal, which is our carrier wave. The carrier wave of high frequency is given to the input. Then this is the signal which we are applying here. This signal modifies the carrier wave, modifies the amplitude of the carrier wave. So if A is the gain of the amplifier, A into EC will be the amplified wave that is coming out of here, and this is getting modified. So you can see that basically you have the carrier wave which is given to the input. It is being modulated by the signal which is given here, and you take the modulated signal across the load resistor, and you get the modulated wave of this form. And EC is amplified, so the signal is amplified as well as it is modified according to the variation of the signal. So this is the basic diagram of a transistor AM modulator. Now let us see how to calculate power in an amplitude modulated wave. Power in amplitude modulated wave. We have understood that the power should be high for large distance transmission. So we are going to calculate what is the power in the carrier wave, what is the power in the signal, and what is the total power that is being transmitted. So the amplitude modulated wave has got three components. One is the carrier, then you have the upper sideband and lower sideband frequencies. So the amplitude of the carrier wave, that is the voltage amplitude, is EC. You know the expression for the electric voltage, and this is the amplitude of the carrier wave. Amplitude of carrier wave. Then the amplitude of the sidebands. If M is the modulation index, it is MEC by 2. Then this is for the upper sideband, and for the lower sideband also you have MEC by 2. So these are the amplitudes of the carrier wave and the two sidebands. So power you calculate as P is equal to V square by R. You know the relation for power, where V is the voltage, R is the resistance. Here the voltage, this is the voltage amplitude, but we have to consider the RMS voltage. Because it's a sinusoidal wave, we have to consider the RMS voltage. What is the RMS voltage? Do you remember? If EC is the voltage amplitude, the RMS voltage will be, RMS value will be EC by root 2. Okay. So I'll write down what is the power of carrier wave, PC. That will be equal to, instead of V, we have EC by root 2. So this will be EC by root 2 the whole square divided by R. Now this is for the signal. Now for the signal, can you write it down? For the signal you are having two components. So both you have to write. So PS is equal to M EC by 2, this divided by root 2, the whole square, by R, plus again M EC by 2 root 2, the whole square, by R. So when you simplify this, you will get this as equal to M square EC square by 8 plus M square EC square by 8 so this will be equal to M square EC square by 4R. So this is the power in the signal and this is the power in the carrier wave. So what will be the total power? Total power PT is equal to power in the carrier wave plus power in the signal. So substituting for PS and PC, you will get this as equal to power of the carrier wave is EC square by 2R. Power in the signal is M square EC square by 4R. So this will be equal to EC square divided by 2R into 1 plus M square by 2. This you can simplify as EC square by 2R into 2 plus M square by 2. So this is the total power in the amplitude modulator wave. The fraction of total power. Fraction of the total power carried by the signal. Fraction of total power carried by signal. You have to take the ratio PS by PT. So substitute for PS and PT. You will get it as equal to M square EC square by 4R divided by total power is EC square by 2R into 2 plus M square by 2. So this will be equal to so I'll get PS by PT is equal to M square by 2 plus M square. So this is the fraction of total power carried by the sidebands. This is the sideband power. So this much of power is carried by the sideband. Now let us calculate how much power is there depending upon the modulation index. We will give values for the modulation index M and calculate this fraction of power. Let us take the case when M equal to 0. Substituting our expression, what is the expression? PS by PT equal to M square by 2 plus M square. When M equal to 0, this will be 0. Okay. So when m equal to 0, this fraction is equal to 0. When m equal to 0.5, what will be the value? Substitute and see. Ps by Pt is equal to this, you will get it as 11.1%. Again, let us take when m equal to 1. When m equal to 1, Ps by Pt will be 1 plus 1 by 2 plus 1, that is 1 by 3. 1 by 3 means how much will be the strength of the signal? Ps is 1 by 3 into Pt, is it not? That means Ps will be 1 by 3rd of the power in Pt. If Pt is 100, Ps will be 1 by 3rd. That means it will be 33.33%. So we have to understand that even if the modulation is 100%, MS1 means modulation index is 100, 1 and it is 100% modulation. So in that case itself, the power in the sideband is only 33.3%. That means of the total power, the sideband carries very less power. So that is one thing we have to consider when you are considering amplitude modulation. So this is one of the limitations also. I'll list out a few limitations of amplitude modulation. Limitations of amplitude modulation. First one is, it is noisy. The reception is noisy. That means this noise, that is man-made noises as well as natural noises which are of this frequency, it can cause disturbances in this amplitude modulation. So when external signals are coming in, your signal gets disturbed. That is why the reception becomes noisy in the case of amplitude modulation. The second case is, it has low efficiency. Just now we have calculated and found that even if the modulation is 100%, the efficiency or the power carried in the sideband is only 33.3%. So the power is less. So the transmission in long distance becomes not much efficient. Then it has got a small operating range. Then lack of audible quality. The quality of sound is also not very good in the case of amplitude modulation. You must be hearing the radio FM, is it not? The sound, the music is very clear in FM, which you are listening to. So compared to amplitude modulation, FM radio has got better quality. We'll be discussing FM, so you'll understand. So these are the limitations of amplitude modulation. Now let us consider an example of a carrier wave. I am considering a carrier wave which is having a power It has a power of 400 watts. We are applying 100% amplitude modulation. Modulation is 100%. No. Modulation is 100% means modulation index M is having value 1. Now we want to calculate what is the power in the sideband. Power in sideband. We'll find out. This is the power of the carrier wave. I'll put it as power in the carrier wave. We see. I have the value of M. Can you tell me how I'll calculate the power in the sideband PS? PS is related to PC by the relation M square PC by 2. So you can apply this and find out what is the value of the power in the sideband. So PS will be equal to, M is having value 1. I have taken 100% modulation. So this will be, PC is 400 divided by 2, that is 200 watts. So this will be the power in the one of the sidebands. Is it not? So this power of 200 watts is actually distributed between the two sidebands, lower and upper sideband. We have discussed earlier also the amplitude is MEC square by 2, MEC by 2. So here what happens is this is shared by the upper and lower sidebands. So equally it is divided. So the lower sideband will be having lower sideband will have a power of 100 watts and upper sideband will have a power of another 100 watts. So this power is equally shared between the two sidebands. Similarly, you can calculate if the modulation is say 50%. I am saying modulation is 50%. 50% means the value of M will be 0.5. You can calculate what will be the power in the sideband. So that you can do for yourself. We'll work out a few more problems in the next class.